He hasn't even put on the Hendrick uniform yet, and the pressure's already crushing him. Connor Zilisch is currently sitting near dead last in the Cup Series standings, 8 DNFs, 1 top 10 all year. And yet, in about 18 months, he's stepping into one of the most historic rides in NASCAR history. A former champion just sent him a brutal warning, and it's one Zilisch cannot afford to ignore. Here's where things stand. Connor Zilisch is 20 years old, and he's currently grinding through a rookie cup season with Trackhouse Racing that has gone sideways. 1 top 10 finish, 8 finishes where he didn't even see the checkered flag. 34th in points out of 35 full-time drivers. But here's the twist. None of that matters for his future because it's already locked in. When Alex Bowman steps away at the end of 2027, Zilisch takes over the iconic number 48 car at Hendrick Motorsports. And now, NASCAR legend Kevin Harvick is putting the sport on notice. On his podcast, Harvick made it clear that whatever slack Zilisch is getting right now at Trackhouse disappears the second he puts on a Hendrick firesuit. To understand why this warning carries weight, you need to understand what Zilisch was supposed to be. This isn't some average prospect getting a lucky break. Zilisch arrived in Cup racing off the back of one of the most dominant O'Reilly Series stretches anyone has seen in years. 10 wins in a single season, 13 career victories, and a debut win at Watkins Glen that instantly made him one of the most talked about young talents in the sport. People weren't just excited about Zilisch, they were comparing him to Jeff Gordon. Then reality hit. Trackhouse Racing, the team he's driving for right now, has been fighting its own inconsistency battles all season. That gives Zilisch a built-in excuse. The equipment simply isn't where it needs to be yet. Fans and analysts can point to the car, not the driver. When things go wrong, that safety net disappears completely at Hendrick Motorsports. This is an organization sitting on 15 Cup championships and well over 300 wins. 4 full-time cars operating under one roof, all backed by championship caliber engineering and personnel. When a driver struggles at Hendrick, there's nowhere to hide because the equipment has already proven over and over again that it's capable of winning. That's the shift Harvick is pointing to. Right now, Zilisch has a shield. In 2028, that shield is gone. Let's break down what's actually happening here because this is bigger than one quote from a podcast. Harvick's argument isn't really about talent. Nobody doubts Zilisch can drive. The O'Reilly Series numbers make that obvious. What Harvick is really talking about is narrative control. Right now, a bad finish for Zilisch gets filed under rookie learning curve or Trackhouse struggles. That framing protects him, but narratives shift fast in NASCAR, and Hendrick doesn't operate on patience the way a rebuilding organization might. This is a team that has produced champions with Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott and developed William Byron into a legitimate title threat. The infrastructure at Hendrick isn't designed to nurture a slow build, it's designed to win now. Once Zilisch takes that seat, results become the entire conversation, not potential, not upside, results. Here's this strategic wrinkle though, and it's actually in Zilisch's favor. By the time he gets to Hendrick, he won't be a green rookie anymore. He'll have 2 full Cup seasons of experience, plus whatever he picked up during his partial 2025 run. That means the steepest part of his learning curve, adjusting to Cup-level competition, will likely already be behind him before he ever sits in the 48. So is this risky for Zilisch? Absolutely. The expectations are about to become unforgiving. But is it dangerous? Not necessarily. If anything, this move could be perfectly timed, letting him absorb the growing pains now at a team where losses are more tolerated so that by the time the stakes are real, he's already battle-tested. The real question isn't whether Zilisch has the talent, it's whether 2 years is enough time to sand down the rough edges before Hendrick starts asking why he isn't winning. This is exactly the kind of story that splits a fan base. One side is going to look at those standings, 34th in points, 8 DNFs, and say the hype was overblown, that Zilisch simply hasn't shown Cup-level polish yet. The other side is going to point right back at the car he's driving. Trackhouse hasn't been fast enough for anyone to fairly judge him, and until that changes, his real ceiling is still unknown. Then there's Harvick's voice sitting right in the middle of it, adding fuel either way. Depending on how you read his comments, he's either lighting a fire under a driver who needs a wake-up call, or he's setting up an impossible standard for a 20-year-old who hasn't even gotten his shot yet. So where does this actually go? Let's lay out both paths. Best case, Zilisch uses these next 2 seasons at Trackhouse exactly the way Harvick describes, not as wasted time, but as a proving ground. He steadily climbs the standings, picks up a signature win or two, and walks into Hendrick in 2028 already sharpened. If that happens, the when not if prediction about him winning championships starts looking less like hype and more like inevitability. Worst case, the struggles don't just continue, they follow him. If Zilisch is still scrapping for top 20 finishes heading into his final Trackhouse season, the pressure at Hendrick won't just be high, it'll be suffocating from day one. And in a seat with this much history attached to it, patience will run out fast. Two very different futures. Same driver, same deadline. So here's the real question. Is Connor Zilisch getting set up to become NASCAR's next big superstar, or is Hendrick Motorsports about to expose a prospect who simply wasn't ready? Drop your prediction in the comments, best case or worst case, and tell me why. If you want to see how the story develops, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next update.